live from Shotgun's Bench. Happy Friday, everybody. What's happening? Who's over here? Holy mackerel. Everybody's here already. Let's see who I got over here. Who do we got over here? You guys having a good Friday? What's happening to fingers? Ooh, that sounds good, catfish. I just had a great big surf and turf burrito, steak and shrimp. Oh my god, it was good. Chris P, what's happening? Jeff, what's up, brother? Wow, man. I knew you'd be here. So what's shaking, guys? Oh, what's happening, Pete? Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, man. I know things are busy over there. How you doing, Clint? Bad Tad is with us. What's happening, Tad? I'm going to teach you how to vacuum. Yeah, yeah. That is what I'm going to do tonight. Yeah, Mr. Tucci, what's happening? So yeah, so how's it going, guys? It's been a busy week here. Everybody's been doing the cancer, the F cancer car has been making the rounds. To build up awareness, get people to the doctor. So we had ours this week. My wife went and had her biopsy. So now we're in the waiting pattern to see exactly what we got going on. So we'll find out probably in the next week or so. So yeah, it's been kind of hectic around here. It's been hot too. It's been a hundred or better all week. So summertime's just around the corner here in California. So yeah, but yeah, been very busy here. Hopefully you guys are all doing okay. And speaking of the F cancer car, it was a great video, Tad. Really enjoyed that. Also, your little side note about the pets. You're 100% right. We've lost a couple of dogs to and a cat as well to cancer. So yeah, cancer does. It's indiscriminate, isn't it? It doesn't give a shit. It just attacks everything. So yeah, get yourselves checked. Get your animals checked. Okay, enough of that. Won't preach about that no more. So I know that you guys were sort of kind of expecting me to do a paint demonstration tonight, but with everything that's just going on this week, I just didn't have time to get it all together. So we'll try to do that next week. I got to get it. In fact, I got this body here that we're going to use tonight. I'm going to try to get some primer on that and get it ready so that next week we can do the paint, how to do some custom stuff. So I haven't forgot about it, and I'm not shirking it. I'm definitely going to do that. So, oh, there's Harry. Hey, everybody! Wish Harry and the general happy 25th anniversary today. So happy birthday, boss! We love you guys. That's awesome. I hope everything's okay for your wife, man. I just sincerely do. I hope everything goes well, man. So, like I say, um, Clint, I am just a little. I'm about an hour north of San Diego. I'm in a little town called Menifee. It's not little anymore, but it's probably a town not too many people have heard of. But more people have probably heard of the big town 10 minutes south, and that's Temecula. We're just 10 minutes away from Temecula, California. So that's where I'm at. What's up, Ernest? How's it going, man? Is Colt there? I got something for Colt. You ready, Colt? There you go, man. Thanks for being here, Ernest. I appreciate it. So, uh, so like I was saying, I haven't forgot about doing the paint. We're gonna do that next week. I have everything. I just need to get the damn thing painted so that it's ready, and get some primer on it, and get a color on there so that we can do some crazy taping and some custom stuff. So next week, I promise you guys, I'll have that next week. So, but this week, so Rob Williams had sent me a message and asked if I could do a little how-to on the installation of the windows in our kits. So hopefully Rob pops in and gets to see it. If not, he can watch the replay. I told him, yeah, that's a great idea. I've actually had a couple of people ask that they were, the putting these windows in gave them fits. So uh, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do that tonight. It's not difficult really at all. The most difficult part is cutting the window and making it to where it fits the truck or the car, whichever you're working on. But uh, we'll do that, and we'll make sure that you guys know how to do this stuff. What's happening, Brad? Happy Friday, man. So yeah, that's what we'll do tonight. Um, I chose this one partly because I already had this body printed, and but this is a good one to show you because it has the wrap around windshield, which is the most difficult. Like this one, there's quite a few of the trucks, the '59 Chevy, the F100. They have wrap around windows like this, so it's a little harder to do. I know that everybody, when we had our Corvette kit come out, we had a lot of people who were having a hard time putting them windows in. So, what's happening, MTD? Thanks for being here, man. What time is it? Noon? It's noon there, isn't it? It's already noon on Saturday, right? So yeah, so I understand that these wraparound windows are hard, but with a little patience and finesse, you can cut this. The thing is you want to cut these out as close as you can, and I'll show you. You only really need two tools to do that, and so instead of just sitting here running my pie hole, I guess I ought to just bring the camera down here and show you guys how we're doing this. So again, Rob Williams asked about this, so hopefully if he pops in tonight, if not, hopefully he'll get to see uh, the replay and it will help him get his truck done. Yeah, I did the same thing to fingers. I pigged out, man. My wife, I sent Harry a picture of my burrito. It looked like it's like a baby's arm. It's huge, and I ate too much. Yeah, very very full. So I'm a little sluggish tonight. I'm full of steak and shrimp. All right, so I'm gonna bring the camera down here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Um, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's these. They're not fingernail scissors, but they're the same size, Brad. That's I use the same thing. These little tiny scissors. Yep, eating burritos. Go for it, Eric. Eat your burrito, and you can listen at the same time. So, anyways, here, let me get this. Get that out of the way. So, man, I wish I could better angle here on this camera. But if I move it, you won't be able to see anything. Thanks to fingers. So, like I said, you just need this is how your glass comes. This is how it comes straight out of the vac form machine. And so we usually do four of them or so on a piece. That's why we chop it up like that. But this is exactly how you're going to get it. It's going to be the window as like a blister on the backing piece here. So, first thing I do is I just get most of this backing out of the way so that you're not fighting it. Just cut it, semi close, and just get these chunks of stuff, get them out of the way. And this will make your life much easier. He says as he begins to have difficulty. Yeah, so there. So there we go. So all I did so far is just trim away the excess. And that's how we start. What's happening, David? Thanks for being here, man. Aha, there he is. There's Rob. This is just for you, Rob. So I'm glad you made it. So if you need to backtrack, at least it'll be on there. So, but like I was just saying, Rob, first thing you do is trim away all the excess. That's where we're at right now. You just get all that excess crap trimmed off of it. And then you begin you got to get yourself some really small little scissors. This works the best. You can't full size scissors are just too big. You can't get in there. And I just get in. You can see that there's a flange now where where the piece was. So you want to cut this back. You want to get it right up close to the edge of the window. And it's a very definite line because, like I said, these are vacuum formed. So just cut this extra right up to the window. Let me see here. Let me start on the top. Might be a little bit easier. The wraparound glass is definitely a lot harder, so I will concede to that. But there's really no other way of doing this. So you just gotta get in there. You have to have a little patience and just get the pieces off. Thanks, David. I appreciate that. Yep, me too. I think we're going to be okay. I'm pretty sure. I am pretty confident. So, all right. So you can there. Let me grab a pair of tweezers so I can hold it up for you guys better. You can see now that the window's starting to take shape, right? Get over by the camera, dummy. I'm just getting all of that extra flash off of there, and we'll just slowly work it with the scissors as much as you can. Just keep removing the flash up close to the window. Tad, you've built quite a few of the kits. Was this a real pain for you too? Cutting these damn windows? That's what she said. What did she say, Eric? I missed. What did I say? I don't remember what I said. Okay, can you see? See how much I'm cut off there now? I'm really getting it close, right up to the edge of the window. So again, we just keep trimming. Now don't cut the window. If you cut the window, you're kind of screwed. So don't do that. Just get up as close as you can. I actually like to leave a little bit of the flange of the flash on the sides where it wraps around. Makes it a lot easier to glue it into the posts. Yes, yes, right, Harry, right, Tad. You just have to take your time. That's it. Even me, I made these things and I still have to take my time. But I mean, if you buy any quality kit, I don't know if any of you were ever into model airplanes, but there were a lot of model airplane kits that the only way you could get them was vac formed, and boy, you want to talk about pain in the ass. But again, you just have to take your time. Yep, you're right, Pete. Good scissors. That's Let's put that up here. Yeah, absolutely. Good scissors. You know, you're cutting 20 thousandths plastic, so you need something that's sharp. Yeah, and Eric, you're right. The curved ones will help too. Like like what Brad said about fingernail scissors. So those will probably make this a lot easier. I just don't have any, and I've been using. I think I've had these scissors for 40 years. So, um, in fact, we were just talking about this the other night. A friend of mine, back when I was in school, when I was in high school, his older brother worked at the facility that did sterilization for surgical instruments, and he used to bring us stuff home all the time, man. And I've got a couple of hemostats over there that I've had for years that I use for model building, but that's where these came from too. These were some kind of surgical scissor. Yeah, I've done the same thing, Tad. I've used lots of things to make windows with until I learned how to do this, and now it's just a much better quality look to your models when the window fits the opening correctly. But so, okay, let me get your comment out of there, Eric. So now what I'll do is, now that I've got it really close, again, let me show you again. Now that I've got it really close, I will go and I've used a nice new sharp number 11 X-Acto blade, and I will just sort of, you know, shave the rest of this out just a little bit at a time until I get where I want it. Now, at some point, in fact, we'll do that right now. It might fit just the way it is. Yes, you can, Eric. I've done that. I will. I have got, like Tad says, the blister packs that, like, Paul Gage tires or whatever come in. I've cut a window out of that, a piece of that, and then used a heat gun just to warm it up and form it on the inside of the model to make it bend to the shape I need. So yes, there's lots of ways. If you're creative like you are, then yeah, there's lots of ways to do this stuff. I just like to supply windows with our kits because it just makes our kit that much better. You don't have to go hunting down shit to make windows. All right, so I've now cut it. I try to make these. I try to design these as best I can. They go in from the inside. The glass goes in from the inside. So I push it in and get it in position with no glue. Don't put any glue in there yet. Don't get ahead of yourself. I think that's what a lot of guys do, is they actually get ahead of themselves with the glue and stuff, and then they got shit everywhere and a big mess, and the damn thing doesn't fit, and you got to cut on it and all that. Yeah, you know what, Brad? Most of my tools are old, man. A lot of my tools came from my grandfather. I don't throw anything away. What difference does it make if it's brand new or old? If it works, it works. That's what I think, anyway. Okay, so it's still fighting me a little here. So I think we're gonna. Yep, we need to trim a little bit more out of it. It's pretty close though. It's almost there. Yep, you're right, Harry. They do. We used a lot of 2 liter Coke bottles for things like that. For glass, for some of the headlights had little covers. Yeah, good stuff. You use what you have. Because for the most part, nobody's ever made us any of this stuff. We had to come up with it our own damn selves. All right, just trimming a little bit more until it gets to fit. Like I say, fit, trim, fit, trim, fit, trim. How many times you need? There's no reason to be in a hurry, right? I mean, honestly, to me, if you're in a hurry, that means you waited too long to build your truck and get it in the race. That's what I think. But what do I know? Yeah, so just keep trimming. As Eddie Murphy said, I gotta get some trim. So yeah, just trim it out. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Make it, wanted to round these corners out. It's a very tight fit, I will say that. They are, but it's that way by design. You want it to look like real glass, right? Yep, you're absolutely right, Brad. Oh, hey, Shady Dave, how's it going, man? Yeah, I'm sure everybody, like I said, especially these wraparound windows that have this, crazy curvature on the ends. They're a bitch. Yeah, there's no other way to put it. They are a bitch. Damn right. We're like the Marines, aren't we, Tad? Adapt and overcome. All right. So I'm sorry I'm not talking. I was concentrating. Good thing you can't see my face. My tongue was sticking out. So yeah, you just like I said, fit and trim, whatever you have to do. It's pretty damn close right now, and this is why you're better off. You're better off to do this before you paint the model as well. Don't leave fitting the glass until the last. Get it fit, make sure it works, and once you have it fit, then paint your model. Then when your model's all painted, your glass already fits. You just have to press it in and glue it, and you're done. So we're pretty close here. Not still sticking out the top. So yeah, it's a pain. I'm not even gonna try to sugarcoat this. This is a real pain in the ass. Yes, the Dodge is the same way, Shady Dave. It has a curvature like that. So yeah, it's something else. Okay, like shit, it's not still sticking out on the end. I see another problem here. Yep, that you know what, Eric, you're exactly right. In fact, I have mine sitting right here so that I can going to use this when I get this ready. I want to glue it in. But yeah, this is I learned this from Tad. I didn't even know this existed, and I've used Bob Smith stuff for 30 years. I had no idea they even had this. It does not fog the glass. It won't. I put it in there and hit it with kicker, and it won't fog the glass. So some good stuff. But yeah, so like I said, we just keep fitting this son of a gun. You guys can probably hear it. I'm moving it all over the place here. Uh huh. All right, so it fits pretty damn good right now. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this on camera. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it. Right here, damn it, get all retarded. Uh, right here in the inside of the upper part of the windshield frame, we're at the roof line here. I don't know if you can see the little bumps. It's uh, from the damn it. Why can't I think? It's from the supports when it's printed. So when you peel it off, it leaves these tiny little boobs on here. Okay, so the best thing to do, maybe you can see it better from the front. I don't know. Yeah, there it is. See it there along the upper over this roof line here? There's those little tiny tits on there. It's holding up the windshield. So I just little emery board and make them go away so that it's nice and smooth. Nice smooth place for the glass to sit. Yep, Shady Dave, right. That's exactly right. There we go. Yep, smooth as a baby's butt. That should work much better. Look at that, Eric. That was so important. You said it twice. Yeah, Brad. I've had a lot of those glues that are made just uh for glass, and you're right. They take a long time to dry. That is their only drawback. They do dry crystal clear, so there is that. But the canopy glue, like a lot of the guys who build RC airplanes and model airplanes too, use canopy glue. I used to use white glue a lot when I was younger, when I built model airplanes to glue the canopies in, because white glue dries, clear. But what the problem is it takes hours and hours for it to dry. So let's see what we got here. See if she'll fit now. So I picked probably one of the hardest ones to do just to show you. So that's all right. I don't care though. Yeah. We didn't think you were shady, shady Dave. It's all right. More trimming. Come on, man. See, it does. So here, you're witnessing. I have trouble with it too, man. So you don't have to worry that you're the only one that's having trouble, because these things are a bitch. Actually, that's fitting. That fits pretty goddamn good. So I'm calling it. There it is. So now we'll paint this thing. A little glue, and we're done. But there you go, guys. So would that take me 30 minutes? Close to. But there it is. It fits very well. It's just a matter of taking your time and trimming. You lots and lots of trimming. So it can be done. I wouldn't make you guys do anything that I wouldn't do myself. So there you are. Windshield for the 61 Chevy. And like I said, this is one of the toughest ones because of that compound curve. So there you go. You can do it. You can do it, as George says. But it looks good, right? Looks fine. It's perfect. Fits the hole. It's like I said, man. You have to work with it. That's all. So there we go. Now we all know how to do it, right? I hope so. Hopefully that helped you guys. Robert or Rob, I hope that helped, Rob. Did you get all that? I'm not going to accidentally glue it, Eric. No way. I'm not going to glue it in because we're going to paint this. So once we get it painted, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah. So this will be our truck. We'll get this one painted. Now this is the really old style. This is an old body. I don't even know if I have the chassis to fit this one. But we're gonna paint it up anyhow. Maybe when we get it all painted and stuff, we'll give it away or something. Maybe one of you guys can have it or something. We'll see. See what happens. But that's that. And then for the rear windows, they're flat. I just cut a small flat piece and just glue it in from the inside. And in fact, excuse me, like the Ford, it's just a flat piece of glass. So we only thing that we supply with this kit is just a flat piece of the plastic. So you can just cut it to fit and glue it in, and that's it. It's just very simple, flat. Just like I didn't put a rear window in this one, but yeah. Whoa! And then we got all these new trucks. The new ones that are out are coming. Like the 41 Chevy, it's the same way. It's pretty much a flat windscreen. So we'll just supply a one flat piece that you can cut enough out for both sides, front and rear, and then you'll have glass. So much easier. These are a lot easier. So yeah. But hopefully that helped you guys. I mean, um, like I said, I know Rob was having trouble, so he asked, and I'm happy to help and make it easier for you guys. So just if you got any questions, just holler. And bug shields, man, we're talking like the 80s or like the late 70s and the 80s, Tad. Those damn, God, it seemed like every truck in town had a bug shield on the hood, and they're all different colors, you know. That's cool, Jeff. Yeah, you know, the slotted chassis works good. You know, the hardest part's mounting the bodies on those things. And that's kind of how all of our stuff came to be. It's like, hey, you know, yeah, okay, anybody can go print one of these, you know, a body off the internet and have a slot car, but no body mounts, right? So now you're gluing stuff in and all that. So that's why I was like, no, got to come up with a way to mount these, and that's what we got now. So so yeah, so there you go. If you guys got anything else you want me to talk about or do, just let me know. Working on these trucks. I got some paint on. I'll show you. Got not paint really, it's primer. I got primer on my Studebaker, so I'm gonna sand that tomorrow and get some paint on it. I have a livery in mind for this, so I was gonna use this one, but to do the tutorial with, but um, I didn't. I don't want to. I have a very specific livery in mind for this truck, so I didn't want to put another crazy paint job like the Cheech and Chong truck. Yep, you're absolutely right, Tad. I've seen a million of those. Back in the day, they were everywhere. Red, blue, yellow. Right, that's right, Tad. It was, you know, like, imagine it was like putting this on the front. It was an air dam. Well, Jeff, you know we can get you more. We got plenty more. Yeah, it's moving along. It's moving along. This is going to have. I'm not going to tell you because I want to show it to Harry first. He's gonna like delivery on this truck. I haven't told him what it is, so when I get some paint on it, then I'll show it. But yeah, it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be pretty neat. It's going to be kind of era correct too. You know, I like the oil company stuff. Like I have the one the Shell truck. I need to do more oil company liveries. That's what I want to do. Hey Bill, how you doing, man? Good to see you. You missed the whole tutorial, but it's only about 25 minutes worth. So if you want to go back and rewatch it, I showed how to fit these windows in these damn trucks. So now we've got instructions. See, I just they just fell out, so they fit just right. Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen those too, Brad. That they're molded to the front of the car. Actually still see those every once in a blue moon around here. Hey, there he is. Evening, Marty. You missed our tutorial, Marty. I'm already done. Now we're just in the blabbing blabbing stage here. Hope you're having a good Friday night. Tips for painting candy. Well, you know, yes. What are you putting it over? That's the first question. That's the first thing I need to know. What is going to be your base? So hit me up there in the comments. Tell me what your base is going to be, because that is a for a candy paint job. The base is 100% makes the difference in your job. So tell me what you're doing. You know, painting these little cars with candy is a royal pain. I've painted quite a few real cars with candy. No, no reason to be apologized, Marty. Yeah. This is just toy cars, man. Life is much more important. So, candy. All right. So you can put candy over. You can put candy over a white base, and okay. So, all right. So you haven't decided what you want to put it over, but it's going to be red. All right. So we're talking candy red. Do you want it sparkly or not sparkly? If it's going to be sparkly, if you're going to do sparkly, you have to put silver, obviously. You want a bright silver, not dull, not gray. Well, again, depending on what you want your paint job to look like. You know, you want that real burgundy look, then you're gonna have to tone the silver down. If you want it to be real bright, then you want bright silver. Um, this is, and you can't really see it in here. Let me get your comment out of the way here. So this, the Cheech and Chong truck, I painted this with a very, it's a very heavy flake silver. It's very sparkly, and I did that on purpose because I wanted it to be like the 70s, right? So it's very sparkly silver, very bright. It's very bright. The candy over the top, the main color that you see was a candy yellow. And so I put the candy yellow over silver. Now, you could put that candy yellow over white and it will be super bright. As a matter of fact, hold on. This car that I painted for the showdown, what, 2 years ago, I guess? This is white with candy orange. And now this is just a fade, so I only did a little bit. But if you continued to spray candy orange over this thing, it would be really bright. So, yes, Tad, bass boat style. But you know, bass boat style. This is bass boat style. It's just in scale. Because if you try to put real sized metal flake on here, the thing would look like a dinosaur. You know, the flake would be so huge. So I wanted this to be scale, so it looks right. And it does. It has outside in the sun. This thing glitters, you know, like a diamond. It's super sparkly. So my suggestion is you need to decide whether you want it very bright or very toned down, and then you can decide if you want it sparkly or not sparkly, and then go from there. Now, when you spray the candy on, you don't you want to make nice passes as complete as you can, because if you get overlaps, so in other words, if you like paint half the truck and then paint half the truck, if you get the overlap here in the middle, one overlap you're probably not going to see, but if you overlap it in the same place more than once, you're going to have a dark spot. That's the problem with candies. So like when you paint a real car with candy, you got to shoot the whole side of the car all the way. You got to walk it, because otherwise you're gonna get a line. And yeah, it can be hard. It can be really fun to do. Yes, you know what, Harry? Me too, man. I like sparkly too. I like 70s bass boat sparkle. That's it. Yes, it will tiger stripe. If you, again, it overlaps. You gotta really pay attention to your overlaps when you're doing a candy. Now on this tiny little car, it's probably not going to be noticeable, right? So you're probably okay. Like this thing, that's only one coat of orange on there. This is one coat. This is there's how many? I think there's three coats of the candy yellow over this flake on here. So so yeah, candies. Yeah, you did one, Eric, didn't you? You painted one of your 125th scale cars, one of the 124th scale cars that you were doing. You painted that sparkly like that, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks, Ted. That's high praise coming from you. You are the truck man. Okay, there you go. There you go. See now we're getting somewhere. That's what we need to know. So I used nail polish to get the silver. Um, I My daughter went off to college and she left a whole bunch of nail polish in the medicine cabinet. And I looked at them all and went, wow, that's really nice to sparkle. It was fine, but for this it's in scale, so it looks like big bass boat flake, even though it's very small. So I got it and I actually just reduced it out with a little acetone and got it to a nice consistency and then sprayed the whole truck um, silver. And I let that dry for a couple days. And then I laid out all my tape on top of that, and then I added the all the orange parts, and then I put the yellow candy over top of everything. So yes, yes, indeed, that is that. She's right here over my right shoulder. That's her on the end. That's Candy Cantaloupes right there. Yes, sir. And her girlfriend right there next to her, Tits McGee. Yep, that's them. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Eric. If you put gray underneath it, you're gonna subdue that red or whatever color it is, especially the reds. You're gonna really subdue it. It's gonna completely different look to it. Yeah, nail polish. That's it. And I actually got more out because there's another truck I'm going to do. In fact, on the 41 Chevy, I'm going to do something else, and I found another nail polish in there that I think will work really good. Um, our friend Dixon John, who hangs around at Harry's, he's a big advocate of nail polish painting, and he does really good work with it. I mean, you just did out of the bottle, and you have to reduce it, obviously, lacquer thinner, or I use acetone because it dries like that. And that's one thing I like about it is nail polish is basically lacquer. So lacquer dries in a matter of minutes, especially today it's 100 degrees outside. It will be dry in 2 minutes, and then you can tape over it and you can sand it. You can do whatever you want to do. Well, yeah, there you go. Dollar General nail polish. Right. I mean, it doesn't get any cheaper, right? And it's durable, and you're gonna clear coat it. And I clear coat with lacquer. Um, if I don't use the SMS 2K clear, which anymore I haven't been using it a lot. This is lacquer. I use Krylon spray can lacquer, and you see how shiny it is. Um, the thing I do is I get my paint on there, my colors and all that stuff, and then I put like 2 coats of lacquer, and then I put all my decals on, and then I put about 3 more coats of lacquer over the top of that, and then you end up with this shine. Now, if I wanted to, I get a little, 1,000 sandpaper and some Meguiar's and buff this thing out, and it'll really shine. But yeah, I don't get that carried away. This is a good question, Tad. You know what? Until it'll come out of the airbrush, I don't really know how to tell you, uh, because it depends on what is the viscosity of the nail polish when you start. I don't know, and they're all different. So you just have to put it into a separate container. And I use an eyedropper. I don't have one here. I just use an eyedropper and pull up some of the acetone, drop a few drops in, mix it, look at it, see how it goes. It's all by eye, so I really couldn't tell you. There's no set ratio. Yeah, I don't. Unless it's a 2K product, which has a specific ratio. It's 2 to 1. The SMS clear is 2 to 1. It's 2 parts clear to 1 part hardener, and then 10% reducer if you need it. So those are very specific numbers, and you can't screw them up because that stuff works by chemical reaction. So if you put too much hardener in it, it's going to screw it up. If you put too little in it, it's never going to dry. So you have to nail it 2 to 1, and don't screw with it. And then to reduce it with the thinner that it comes with, the urethane thinner, to get it to consistency to the right viscosity to spray with. For lacquers, enamels, it's all by feel. There's no set mixing ratio. You reduce it until it sprays well. You got to try it a few times, maybe on a piece of scrap. Get it mixed up. Try a little, see how it looks. You'll know if it's too heavy, it's going to be real dry and look like sandpaper. If it's too thin, it's going to be super transparent and run all over the place. So there's a little happy medium in there. So hopefully that helps. Oh, hey, there's Rod. How you doing, Rod? Got half the Aussies over here tonight. Thanks for popping in, brother. So yeah. So hopefully that helps, MTD. I hope that was some good information for you. I hope that when you get ready, just let me know. If you want to message me or whatever when you get ready to spray it or paint it, I can help you, walk you through whatever. Totally. Just let me know, man. Be happy to help. So I guess I need to get this little 61 Chevy painted and get the base on it so that we can do some layout next week, and then we'll spray some stuff. I think we'll do some candy now that we're talking about all that. Yep, lacquer thinner. Lacquer thinner is ideal. Um, I just don't. Lacquer thinner is a little harder to get here in California. Um, you have to. They have all these VOCs. The acetone is far easier to get. You can buy a 5 gallon bucket of acetone at at Lowe's, but the thing is, because it evaporates so fast. It is so fast. For painting these, it's fine, but if I had to paint anything much bigger than this, I wouldn't want to use it. Yeah, I don't. It's totally yeah, Marty. I don't mind helping. I'll help anybody. And the whole point is for all of us to get good at this stuff, right? We want to succeed. If we want to further our hobby, we need to have people succeeding at what we're doing. Um, I've never been the hugest fan is not the right word. I love my ready to run stock cars. I do, but I don't have many of them. I prefer to make my own. I've always been that way, always. And I've always had way more stuff that I built myself than stuff that I bought from, the store. So I like to people who are into it too, I really like to help nurture that. Yes. This is a you got that's a good idea, Eric. Right. Personally, I don't do it, but it's a good idea. That I've seen a lot of people that do that. They're test spray colors on the backs of spoons because of the the shape of them and stuff. It gives you a good feeling of how it's going to look on the car. I totally get that. I'm a seat of the pants kind of guy. You know um the Cheech and Chong truck that happened by accident. It was completely totally it just happened by accident. Most of these trucks, the way I painted them, has happened by accident. Marty and I were talking not that long ago about how do you pick the color, trying to decide on what color for the livery. And I told him, and I think he thought I was kidding. I said, most of the time, I don't know what color the damn thing's going to be until the paint's in the gun. I just, yeah, I'm very, I don't know, indecisive isn't the right word because I'm not indecisive. I just, I don't know until I get there, just until it feels right. That's it. It's all how it feels to me. Yes, yes, absolutely, MTD. It does. With the candy, it's 100% the outcome of what your job's going to look like. Um, like you know what, Eric's got a good idea. Get you some of those cheapo throwaway white plastic spoons that you can get at the supermarket, to take on your picnic or whatever. Get a bag of those and paint some of them white. Paint some of them with different varying shades of silver and maybe some gray, and then mix up a good batch of your candy and start painting over the tops of those. You will see you're going to have the full spectrum of color and intensity of that color by what you put that candy over. It 100% affects what the finished candy job is going to look like. Yeah, a lot of my paint jobs are happy accidents, Marty. I had some not so good accidents too. In my head, it sounded good, and I got it, and I put it in, and I painted it, and I'm like, not happy with it. I have a couple of those floating around here that I've just, it's like, didn't quite go off the way I wanted it to. So uh, eventually they'll get redone, probably. Yes, right, Bradley. That's exactly what the Cheech and Chong truck is. You look at the bottom of this thing is there's orange faded on it, all the way around. That's faded in, and then the candy is placed on top of it. So same with all of the effects. Those all go on first, and then the candy on top. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, no worries, Chris, man. No worries at all. Good, glad to see you here. Doing flames on these little cars. Uh, I can't do it. The tape doesn't twist enough to make flames that little. And the only way you're gonna do it is to maybe, um, if you've got one of those pre-cut printers, that cuts vinyl, and you could make a mask. Cut a mask in vinyl and then put those on, and do your stuff that way. That's the only way. Because I thought about it too. I wanted to do some of the hot roddy stuff. I wanted to put flames, but no way I can lay that out. It's way too tiny. There's no way I can make those turns. Tamiya tape is good, but it ain't that good. And 3M makes tape and stuff too. The vinyl tape is better, by the way, than Tamiya tape's good, but 3M's vinyl tape is much better. But it's only the smallest they have is eighth inch. So eighth inch isn't really that small when you're talking about 1/32 scale. Yeah, everybody likes the ghost flames. If we could get somebody with a Cricut make our mask for us. so so there you go. So we got a little head start on our custom paint talk for next week, and right in time too. It's been right at an hour here, pretty quick. Uh, yeah, everything. Yes, fine line. You have to use. I use a fine line tape. Tamiya, like I said, Tamiya's tape works great, but it's not flexible. It's not flexible enough. Even on this truck, I had a hard time making these turns because it's crepe tape, it's paper, and it wants to lift in the corners. So the tighter you try to turn it, the more it will lift. In fact, I'm going to show you guys something here. Let me go. Let's do this. All right. Hang on. So, what did I do? Oh, the camera followed me. That's funny. You got to see my ceiling fan. Uh, so, um, I'll show you guys something here. I have the Tamiya tape. I think it's 1, 2, and 3 millimeter. This is 2 and this is 3, and then I have 1 millimeter. This is what I used on the Cheech and Chong truck was 1 millimeter stuff. So I'm gonna try. Let's see here. Well, if you could do that, Jeff, you're a way better painter than me. There's no way I could. I mean, I could probably draw the flames with the airbrush, but not with any super accuracy. There's no way. If you can, I would love to see that. All right, so I'm gonna just try a little, to make flames. Um, this is how we did it in the old days. So you get to watch Shotgun Dave do something that he used to do for a living. Whoops. Yeah, see, even this fine line doesn't turn like you'd want it to. So, man, you guys are really getting a show tonight. Watch me do flames on my desk. Me too, Marty, but just barely. Oh my goodness gracious. So there you go, man. Some flames. So there we go. So you see, even with using this, you expect it to be painted now. Yeah, that would look kind of silly though, Eric, right in the middle of my desk here, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would look kind of silly. I don't know if I can get the camera down here any farther because it cuts off here at the top. But yeah. So there you go. That's the old trick. And of course, then you paint, your airbrush, all your colors, and yeah. And then when you're all done, you peel it all off, and you do your pinstriping. That's always fun too. I don't know if I still have my. Let me see. Might as well while we're talking about all this craziness, right? Oh yeah, here we go. No, right in it. Is it? Oh yeah, there we go. Still do. Still got one of my striping brushes. So you want to do a little striping too? Yeah, God, haven't had that out in a long time. So, anyways, all right, guys. Well, there you go. Yep, you're right, Jeff. They do, and that's that's the easy way right there, and not just the easy way, but it also looks good too. Oh, I just I know what you're talking about, Brad. Duper. I don't know how to say it. Duper. Dup. Did you post it up there farther? Yeah, I know what you mean. That syndrome. Dupuytren's contracture. That's it. Yeah, that sucks, dude. My hands lock up sometimes when I can't move my fingers and I can't put my hand flat on the table. But then it comes and goes. It's really weird. Yes, absolutely, Chris. And that was kind of my point. Is that doing this on a small scale is nearly impossible with tape. Almost impossible. Yeah, I do that too, Pete. I have a couple of them that I put that on there. Hey, Mark, how you doing, man? So, so here we go. Gonna remove our pinstriping here. So yeah, man, that brought back memories. so, so fellas, don't know what you guys all got planned for tonight, other than hanging out with my boring butt. I'm gonna I'm gonna fold up my tent here and go hang out with my wife for a little while. She's probably in there reading her book. So, anyways, next week paint. We'll do paint next week. I mean, I'm surprised. Sorry we didn't get to it this week, but the windows was important too. That needed to get brought to attention. So hopefully that helped you, Rob. Excuse me. Yeah, hopefully that helped you, Rob, and that anybody else who needed that little tutorial. I hope that helped everybody. So anyways, why is it doing that? Oh, there we go. Wrong way. It's warming up the bus. Yes, you're welcome, Rob. I'm glad to help, man. You have to drive a bus? Well, go drive the bus. Get right. Yeah, you too, Pete. You guys all have a good weekend. Like I say, I'm gonna wrap it up, and yeah, glad it helped, Eric. Yep, get your pups out and get some rest, Chris. Sorry to keep you guys up so late. I wish I could do it earlier, but gotta wait for. I got stuff that happens on Fridays that I can't. I gotta do that and then do this. So, but anyways, you guys all have a great weekend. If you need anything, just holler. I'm always here. And you guys, thanks, Marty. All you guys, go out there, get your balls checked, make sure everything's good. Cancer awareness. Ladies, if you're in there listening, go get your boobs checked. No excuses. So, anyhow, thanks, guys. Love you all. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you later.